Hello, Internet. My name is Jason Johnson, and welcome to this week's JJM Projection. It's spring break on Western, and this week I'm doing my show back home. I'm back home in Louisville. I'm doing my show. Got the fresh cut. Also got the fresh cut. So let's. So we began this week with University of Louisville. Their season just ended this past Saturday, to losing to Virginia in Charlottesville, and we had not, and so a whole season has gone by, and so far there has been nothing about the NCAA investigators talking to Rick Pitino or any of the coaching staff in Louisville. Well, today we got some news that the NCAA will actually investigate Rick Pitino in on this scandal pretty much sometime next month, April. So we may have, so either A, we may get something out of this towards the end of the whole thing. Yeah, so right now, sadly, Louisville's season ended. So they have been banned for season this year, and this not only affects the team and university, but it affects the city as a whole, because basically is U of L, because I'm sorry, Louisville bars and sports bars usually make tons of money when Louisville is playing games, on Louisville games. Especially now, they also make enough money during the games, UK games, but Louisville is the big money maker. It's actually the big money maker. So the thing is about it is it affects Louisville businesses a lot, because Kentucky is not, because I mean, now if you live in Indiana, then IU and Purdue will help you out a bunch. But here in Kentucky, U of L UK kind of helps make more money, helps you make a lot of money. So right now, it's kind of a big deal right now. So it's kind of a big deal right now. So what does Louisville business have now? Also, not only does it affect that, it also going to affect the city, because possibly a lot of cases, Louisville workers pretty much go take their off days and follow U of L. Throughout the tournaments. Also, just like Kentucky fans, they do it too. So it's kind of a big thing there. Now, the investigation. Now, anything about this investigation? Well, not much really. Hasn't been anything new coming out from the NCAA besides that. Also, Louisville actually hosts the South Regional. Yum Center is hosting the South Regional Finals this year. So basically, Louisville, and if Louisville actually was in the tournament, pretty much I'm thinking we would be in the South region, because reason why is because Louisville actually competes. Because actually, Louisville would automatically have home field advantage. I am assuming, because basically because I'm thinking if someone's actually, because if you're competing in your own home, it's basically if you are lending your home arena over to the university, over to the NCAA, those tournaments, I'm thinking pretty much you are pretty much have the right to compete in your own home. So I might get right. So the thing about it is it's a big deal there, and it hurts Kentucky, Louisville a bunch in business, according to business, especially a lot in business. So it's a big deal. So what can Louisville do right now at this point? I don't know. I'm moving on. So moving on. So we end up during the past week or so, pretty much on Saturday past Saturday. So Donald Trump ended up winning in Kentucky and Louisiana. The gap was kind of a small. It was actually a small gap. This in Kentucky. Actually, by Trump actually won by around 4 points actually. So it's not that bad of a win, but we can also. But Trump is still the front runner to this, so it's kind of a big. So it's going to be tough there, especially when also some things have happened. Also Trump actually got into a pledge, and people will actually raise right hand of it, and somehow it drew up comparisons to Hitler of some to Hitler. So it looks like at this point we might have someone kind of is going to be his kind. Yeah, we might have probably instead of a Nazi America. So yeah. I'm not saying true. And this is gonna be one tough, and this is gonna be hard time to deal with this. So yeah. So now, so moving on there. Also, Bernie Sanders actually, and moving on. Then this past Tuesday, Bernie Sanders actually surprisingly won Michigan, and somehow by a lot of people was considered upset because poll projections show that Hillary Clinton was to win by 20 points. Up 20 points, so it's kind of an upset there. So Trump ended up. So in the end, Bernie won big surprise now, and also last night there was a big debate between Bernie and Hillary, and it was very heated over economy, Wall Street, immigration reform, a lot, and also about the issue of student debt, and pretty much student debt reform, and college tuition reform, and etc. It was heated. Basically, I watched some of it, and some cases, I think I was like, Trump. I'm gonna say Bernie Sanders made very strong points, which actually made a lot of sense, and also Hillary kind of was just relaying in, like, pretty much like just saying that she saying the same thing. Like, I agree too, pretty much everything Trump's saying, and it's just running the same thing over again. That's basically what just happened. So now, let's move on next. So WWE, pretty much Roadblock is this Saturday night, and main event is going to be Triple H defending his WWE World Heavyweight title against Dean Ambrose. Pretty much the question is what happens there. Basically, I'm assuming somehow we at least get something of some sort done. Basically, now if I don't know what WWE's planning to do this match, there hasn't been much going on. Basically, I'm assuming WWE is gonna try to turn him heel, or WWE has to do something of some sort. Pretty much, say everyone's expecting Ambrose, wants Dean Ambrose go over, become a WWE World Heavyweight Champion. If they're gonna do something, I say at least basically do what they did, eliminate Dean Ambrose, having Dean Ambrose in Elimination Chamber. Somehow he ends up winning by disqualification, ends up winning the match, and they find out it's actually by DQ, and then somehow next he ends up his left him, and then hits Dirty D's, and this, I don't know, I say takes the title from him, and next thing you know, they end up having, decided to make it triple threat. Somehow forced Triple H to make the match a triple threat, which could be the possibility, but that's another thing. Also, the New Day actually take on Sheamus and King Barrett in a tag match for tag titles. And I don't know if there's any more matches going on right now, but I won't. I'll let you know in coming shows to come. I'm gonna let you know before I know it's gonna be this Saturday night, WWE Network. I think there is more coming up soon. Just give me some time actually to find out. Actually, because right now WWE is playing on. WWE is playing. Could be doing something of some kind. Because basically right now it is. But right now there has to be some kind of thing that happen where pretty much and everything is WrestleMania is gonna set new attendance records. This WrestleMania question is what's gonna happen this WrestleMania. Right now, no one. Right now, it's gonna be pretty much we have Shane Man taking on the Undertaker, and we also have pretty much, okay. So this is what we have right now. So for tag titles at this point, so this is what happens. So main event is Triple H vs. Dean Ambrose for WWE World Title. The next match will be for the NXT Tag Titles. It's got Dawson and Dash Wilder, aka The Revival, taking on Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy for the NXT Tag Titles. Next match will be Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt, a match where somehow they decided to have this match at Roadblock instead of WrestleMania, like they should have done. But hey, we're getting Brock vs. Bray. Why not? And then we have, and of course, looks like right now there's going to be 4 matches at this point, and the last match, and it is, I'm somehow assuming this is the main event, the New Day taking on the League of Nations team in the form of Sheamus and King Barrett. So that's gonna be. So it's not really, now understand, it's pretty much going to be a small little. It's a small little match, and it's gonna be somehow. It's right now it's just a small little card. Now there's probably gonna be more. They're gonna add probably tomorrow, or actually probably gonna announce tonight on SmackDown. Not on SmackDown, but it could be more. Now, what happens next? So how does this lead to WrestleMania? I don't know. But after that, it's gonna be next. But probably the next pay-per-view will happen is 40 hours before WrestleMania. And if you actually want to know something, it is NXT TakeOver. If you have not heard of NXT TakeOver, it is. If you're wondering what NXT TakeOver is, I will explain that to you. NXT TakeOver will be in Dallas before WrestleMania weekend. It'll be, besides the match card right now, is they finally announced this. Finn Balor will take on Samoa Joe for the NXT title, because as of last night on NXT, Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe competed in a 2-hour free falls match to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT title, and Samoa Joe defeats Sami Zayn 2 falls to 1, and he is facing Finn Balor. So we got that. What's coming up there? Sami Zayn is going to face the debuting Shinsuke Nakamura. Please tell, and if you're wondering who is Sami Zayn, first off, I get it. I will explain. It's a long story, and it's going to be a long day of explaining to you, but I will do that another time. Right now, also, what's going to happen next, we have pretty much, Dawson Dash taking on American Alpha in team of Jason Jordan and Gable. Jordan, Gable. Pretty much. And of course, we have Austin Aries making his in-ring debut in NXT, taking on Baron Corbin. The other two matches will be Apollo Crews versus Elias Sampson. Probably going to be a good match. And then there's going to be Bayley defending her NXT Women's title against Asuka, and that's going to be the first, and that's going to be before, and that is going to be during the weekend of WrestleMania 32. Now, what can we expect from that? This is what's going to happen before WrestleMania, 40 hours before WrestleMania, and this is going to be the hard part here. And this one's going to be the very hard part here. And that is WWE trying to... And the hard part is about this whole thing is WWE trying to make this match make this pay-per-view big. And the thing is, there can be 4 matches that's already going to be better than probably going to be probably 4 matches that's going to be better than this, and those 4 matches going to be, and 3 of those 4 matches are going to be great matches. First one will be a triple threat match for Divas title between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. Next match will be a Nobles Part 35 between Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar, which is going to be a fun match. Next match will be a Hell in a Cell match between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker, and of course, if Shane wins, he gains control of Monday Night Raw. And then the main event is Triple H versus Roman Reigns, which is going to be super, super horrible. But I don't want to say that, but it might be. It might be. Just this year's WrestleMania is going to be called Shoulder Injury the Musical. Going to be called possibly Shoulder Injury the Musical, and is something that a lot of people will will ask to forget about, and does not want to be buzzing in people's minds the first thing they think of WrestleMania ever again. Well, let's hope this WrestleMania next year. Let's hope next WrestleMania, which actually got announced yesterday. I think it was yesterday, actually. Actually, yes. Actually, this past Tuesday, actually, WWE announced that WrestleMania 33 will be held in the Orlando Citrus Bowl in Orlando on April 2nd, 2017. So, in the Orlando Citrus Bowl last time. So, what happens there? So, that's what happened there. There was going to be a lot of... Now, what will happen in WrestleMania 34? That will be answered another day, another time. What happens now? Basically, we are. What about now? WWE. The question is, right now, it does not look very good. But we need to figure out something. Because basically, WWE needs to find a way to make this. Because right now, it does not look very good here. It's WrestleMania. So, what can we expect in this year's shoulder? Because this year is pretty much Shoulder Injury the Musical. Because we now know this. WWE is not going to have... Because WWE isn't going to have Johnson is not going to be in WrestleMania. So the question is right now, what does it? What's future pan out for WWE? And the question is, it does not look very, very good this year, this WrestleMania. So yeah. So next, so move. So of course, before we move on, and of course, to move on is actually we also have is pretty much, of course, last night actually Mac Miller actually came out, actually dissed Donald Trump about, not actually straight up dissed Donald Trump pretty much with a message, by sending a message to him on the nightly show with Larry Wilmore. So with Larry Wilmore, that was a great thing there. So what happens? So what do you do here? Basically, it's a great thing. So right now we actually let me finish up next. So I'm gonna move on, and now, so what can we expect now from this? So, and now this. So earlier this past Tuesday, pretty much Pokemon ended up last Tuesday. Pokemon ended up announcing the creation of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, which is coming out in holidays later this year. Pretty much. So, so there's probably some fans who are gonna ask, or you're probably gonna be asking what they want, and hoping Pokemon does it. So, I am going to give you pretty much top 5 things Pokemon fans actually want. So, let's begin. Begin with number 5. Big thing that Pokemon fans actually wanted ever since Pokemon Sun and Moon came out, and usually a lot of times since Gen 6, at least Gen 6, Gen 5, that they wanted multiple save files. Reason why? For many reasons, including the next reason that's going to be on my list, and next thing that's going to be on my list, but also as it works because basically, let's say your friend wants to actually play the game, who hasn't played, who actually wants to buy the game and actually wants to know what it's like, play it. So you actually let your friend, if you have a multiple save file, you can let your friend save it under his own name. He can play it, try it out, play his own journey, do his own journey, and then when he actually gets the game, pretty much, how about this? Here's an idea. You can transfer a save file onto another console, onto the other game. So that way he has his own. Journey from. He can do his journey. I can do my journey, and no one's file gets lost. No one has to leave. One's file has to be deleted. No one has to know what it's like. No one really loses in the end. No one really loses. So now, moving on to number 4. Yes. Reason why about the multiple save files and everything was the multiple story arcs. Why multiple story arcs, for example? Because Pokemon has had multiple storylines. Pretty much, for example, let's say you wanted to be the good guy, and not you actually, instead of being the good guys, you actually wanted to join the bad guys. You actually, or be instead of, or you can be the be the rogue instead of Or if you're not really comfortable with that, you can actually do is A, be that type of person who actually A is pretty much an who is technically A the who is technically who actually wants to be like, so the person who is actually treats Pokemon like they are actual friends, or B, do the exact opposite and pretty much just treat them like you're like what they actually are, property, like they are like PETA pretty much considers what you're doing to them. Consider them like not your friends. You are property. You're my property, and I command you to fight and pretty much murder Catalyst Jigglypuffs. I'm not crazy. It's just what pretty much what Pokemon fans think is what they do. Next, so like you now, what is now next thing now is we have is the question of now also, and finally, instead of like, what if you don't want to go for the gym badges? Instead of going for the gym badges, what else would you go and do? What you want to do is like what pretty much made it in the anime. Pretty much, you actually want to go out and actually choose a poke. You actually want to do a Pokemon contest. You want to do all the fancy stuff, and then you can do some battling. I mean, it's actually your guys' call. Besides, something that actually makes a lot of sense. Something where you can actually have is some type of fun in your own way. Now, moving on to yes. Now, about a lot of things about Pokemon gyms is there's been a gym for Dragon types, there's been gyms for Dragon types, there's been gyms for Ice types, there's been gyms for Psychic types, you had Water types, Fairy types, Grass types. There's been a Pokemon for almost every single type except the Dark types. It's the question is now I get it. Now this is actually a gym that a lot of people actually want, and there's people who are fans of that gym and pretty much have asked reasons why has there not been one yet. Now, I mean, there has been there is, because I mean, there is some possibilities to do it, because I mean, you can do, I mean, there could be things, there's a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of variety types of dark types you can actually choose. You can actually choose. So it's actually a thing that actually Pokemon fans will actually want, and I'm thinking it might be a fun way to see what a Dark type gym would look like. Basically, you would probably maybe you actually have just a straight up dark path, and you have to figure out, and there's a maze to it. No, just like in the original, Irritique City, Irritique, like, jeez. No, the ghost type gym in Generation 2. Pretty much it's dark, you don't know how and pretty much you have to figure out the maze yourself, or you have to figure out the maze yourself and figure out which one doesn't make you fall back into the beginning, bring you back to the beginning. And bring you back to the beginning. So, why not try something that actually works? So, that's something that Pokemon could actually do. So, let's see what what happens there. We got, that is actually what Pokemon fans really want. Now, number 2, now. Yes, more aggressive rival. Now, in Gen 1, in the beginning of Gen 1, Blue actually was the big rival. The rival that everyone will remember. Because A, he was the type of person, A, challenged you at points in the game where you were never prepared for him. Two, he always had the Pokemon who was better than you. And of course, free, especially he pulls off the biggest, and he's a total outright person that everyone pretty much who always says he's always and always the type of person you actually wanted to punch in the face. Wanted to punch in the face. And was well, Gen 2 had Silver, person who always tries to be better than you and always is the person who doesn't think about the past or hatred. Who actually just wants to see you fail. And wants to see you more than likely either A, failed or succeed. Now, now, but since now there has been a couple of rivals where A, they can be friendly and can be that rivalry who will challenge you. Besides rivals like May, Wally, then Jeff 4 with Barry and May and Dawn, and finally the one, and finally, but in Gen 5 they changed it to make the rivals more like friends, instead of roles, and everyone hated the rivals for Gen 6. The previous gen, because the main reason why that is because Pokemon actually hated. Reason why people hated that is because Pokemon fans despised it a lot. The reason why is because Pokemon fans despise that a lot, because basically they were all like friends. Every time you beat them in a battle, they were like, you got me. As a rival, usually as rivals, rivals are supposed to be like ticked off. It's like pretty much WWE and Roman Reigns. Basically, usually they have the face being like, if fans be like, if you somehow are like Reigns, basically if you lose the match for a title, basically he's like, yeah, you got me. For rival, pretty much we want is a rival to be like pretty much we want Roman Reigns to be someone who is already passionate, and pretty much wants to freaking murder you, wants to rip your head off. And pretty much like, can I for once beat your head off one time for sakes. That's what we all want. That's basically what I just did. That's pretty much what rival needs to be. None of those friend rivalries who's like, you got me, I'm glad you beat me, and la la la. No, we want the rival. What I just did is, I want to beat you, I want to be better than you, I want to be the best, and blah blah blah. That type of rival. Now, before we get to number one, here are a few honorable mentions. Alright, so, yes, and finally, for number one, Mega Flygon. Why? Because this is something that's been asked pretty much a lot by many Pokemon fans. Mega Flygon. There have been Mega Gyarados, there's been a Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon. I'm assuming there's been a Mega Sableye, Mega Kangaskhan, etc. So this is the one that everyone has asked for a lot, Mega Flygon, and Now, the main reasons they have not created Mega Flygon yet is because, well, we don't have really any ideas. We don't have any ideas. I make Mega Flygon. We have no ideas. For to make one, well, if you actually, well, here's the thing, Pokemon Game Freak, you can do is this, pretty much go online, check out some DeviantArt, and you will find some Mega Flygon. And I'm gonna tell you, the people who make them, some the artists make them, they're pretty good. They are pretty good. It's something you might want to try, and that is the biggest one. So that is my top five for that is the top five ideas things Pokemon fans want in Pokemon Sun and Moon. If I missed anything out, let me know in the comment section below. In the comment section below. Alright, that's our this week's MJM production. Now before we go, I'm gonna ask you guys to keep it real. That's right. I'm gonna ask you guys to keep it real. Alright. So this question is simple. If you wanted to rescind this escort scandal U of L is facing, would you rather A, vote for Donald Trump, or B, vote or B, vote or B, that is a hard one. B. I don't know, which lives Kim Kardashian. Okay, I don't know. So yeah, that's the question. Tell me at home, what would you rather have? What would you rather do? What would you rather do? You know, tell me at home. Tell me. So yeah, that's this week's production. I hope you guys enjoy it. If I missed anything really out or done, or anything else, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So see you guys later. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your money. Peace. Hello, I'm Jason Johnson. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. Here, you can also listen to my SoundCloud. My SoundCloud has the name right there. Also, the Great Household Luxation mixtape is available now on eBay. If you want a copy, buy one. You can buy one right now for $1. I'm Jason Johnson. And one more thing. Also, I am going to release a brand new mixtape in sometime during the summer. I'm asking you fans to actually create the new name for this mixtape. And the idea is pretty much put 16 of the best name ideas you have on Twitter, pretty much in a March Madness tournament challenge, and after, and pretty much at just like in the day of national championship, we're gonna find out who will become the new what will be the name of my next mixtape. So far, we have 1/4 field already set up. We just need 12 more names, 12 of the best names available. names come first. Names are in a first come first serve basis. So hope you guys help me out with this, and I hope you guys actually can do, and I hope you guys can help make this name great, make this mixtape great, because it'll help me out a lot. In some cases, some things might help me out with some ideas for new songs. So, and it can help. So, again, so anyway, I'm Jason Johnson. See you guys soon. Later.